way that one was, that match happened because I'd say maybe Ten Hag was a bit naive, but Klopp did.
Not be naive, whether he's thinking or he's not thinking.
Klopp does have some more experience, so maybe
four attacking players.
But don't worry, Klopp does have the best. Like you're saying, Klopp does have the best record against Pep.
Don't worry, Man City will win. It just might not be a drubbing like Man City defeated Manchester United.
Fabinho is fit.
Thiago Alcantara is fit. Henderson.
The only way we can win if he doesn't play Henderson. That's how we can win. If he plays Henderson, we can win.
Even if he plays Henderson,
we can't win. We can't win. Because if we play Henderson and we're just not going to... Against City, you need to use the ball well. And if you have a player that literally cannot use the ball, they're not going to allow the ball to go to him. And this how that match will go if you play City. You just see Henderson, that right side of midfield, just crossing ball to nobody. Just crossing ball because they're not going to leave him.
There's a Firmino somewhere.
I mean, if the cross clicks, 1 in 5 will click.
See why I feel Liverpool will not lose.
Have you guys ever seen a man lose a football match and be smiling the way Zoho was yesterday? This guy was over the moon after that result.
You can't find goalkeepers every now and then making 12 saves in a game. That you are against attackers like Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, Rashford. So it's good to smile. He won the man of the match at the Theatre of Dreams for his dream club, Manchester United. Why won't he smile?
Yeah, definitely. It was all smiles for Zoho, and definitely worth it because he did put in a man of the match performance. And at some point in the game, I was thinking.
Hanging goes as usual. So the question of today is: are Arsenal FC in the title race?
Okay, before I answer that question, just like Toby Amuson, before she broke that world record, and then also last night Francis Uzoho, after making those world-class saves, they say speak it into being. Okay. I stepped in here and then I can see Man City, I see Real Madrid, I see Bayern, I see AC Milan. So I'm speaking it into being. By this time next year, when this show runs, this Manchester City jersey will be replaced by an Arsenal jersey. So, Arsenal in the title race, I think so. I believe so. And the reasons are very simple. Before now, some games that you find the Gunners choke in, they've prosecuted these games this season and we can see them come out tops. If it were to be the Arsenal of old, I don't think Arsenal would have defeated Brentford that comfortably. I don't think they would have done it against Tottenham Hotspur. I don't think they would have done it against Liverpool, almighty Liverpool. You could still see that fear of, Liverpool, a bogey team. And they still got all 3 points. The only game that Arsenal have dropped points this season is against Manchester United.
Of course.
A lot of people will tell you.
You're welcome.
A lot of people will tell you, no, it was just the party factor. Yeah, just the party factor. And then if Partey had played in that match, I don't think Man United would have beaten Arsenal. No, go see the game. But I don't think Man United were the better side.
I'll stop you there. Isn't that a problem, the party factor? Does that mean Partey has been fit throughout the course of the season or you're in trouble?
Well, I feel that since it's a World Cup year, Arsenal have, I think, 6 or 7 more games before the World Cup, and then after the World Cup, maybe 2 more games before the turn of the new year.
He's going to the World Cup.
He's going to the way he should go. I think Arsenal can fix that if they can patch up Partey and make him play till the end of the year in January. Remember, before the transfer window shut, Arsenal went in for Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa. If you can get such a player, I think is better than Lokonga. Well, Lokonga played yesterday. We saw a bit of flashes, but you know Lokonga can't give you what Partey will give you. Partey gives Odegaard, Xhaka the freedom to go forward and play that new role that Arteta has given to most especially Xhaka. I just feel if Arsenal can maintain the momentum, you're talking about Partey. If Gabriel Jesus also gets injured, well, I don't think Edin Ketia you can rank him as that kind of striker that you would rely on to get you the lead.
If Saliba gets injured too, you might have a problem. So
not really. Maybe because Arsenal there's Holding, there's Ben White, so these guys can plug in. But when you say
not like Saliba, that guy is a revelation.
Yes,
he's a revelation.
I agree, but hey, let's not get too carried away. I feel the course of the season, Saliba will still make some errors. He's just 21. So,
do you think Arsenal are in the title race?
I feel like it's still too early to call. They're playing very, very well, no doubt, beyond any iota of doubt. But I will not say they are in the title race just yet, right? Because it is still the second month of the of the league starting, right?
So which of the teams are in the title race?
Just calm down. calm your blood. It's still the second month of the league starting, right? Manchester City are there, right? There's still Tottenham Hotspur, there's still Chelsea, there's still Manchester United. I'd rather we wait until, let's say, December, January before I say, okay, these are the teams that are in the race for the title. But for now, I would say Arsenal are probably or maybe definitely in the top 6 race.
So I think, maybe I'm going out on a limb, but I think Arsenal, they're in the title race. I feel like it might not be a title race that goes to the finish line like Manchester City and Liverpool that it will be 91 points and all that. The race might end early. Maybe we might know by like game week 30, City are probably going to win. But I feel like it's still a title race. It doesn't have to go to the finish line. So I feel like Arsenal are going to be comfortably second. That's what I feel. Looking at the season, I think they'll be comfortably second. Barring an injury crisis, I think they'll be second and there'll be a bit of space between them and third. And then fourth, I think fourth is the position that's up for grabs at this moment.
Yeah, that won't be bad because if you look at the Arsenal hierarchy, I don't think they are also looking at winning the title.
Yeah,
the target is get back into championship.
Yeah, nobody thinks they're going to win the title.
So if they win it, if Leicester could, says Arsenal can't.
I mean, Leicester, City were doing. Pep Guardiola wasn't going to allow Leicester to do that shit. Haaland was not going to allow Leicester to do that. But on to our hit or miss section. We're looking at 2 strikers and the different stories at the moment. So the first question, or first hit or miss, do you think Mbappe's decision to leave PSG is a hit or a miss?
It's a miss. It's a miss. And it's simple. When he had the opportunity to make the move, he did not. And at that point, I feel Real would have given him everything. What do you want? Oh, bring out the blank check, we'll sign it. You should be the head to Karim Benzema. Just come and lead the attack with the likes of Vinicius and then also Rodrigo with Asensio also supporting them. But right now, Real look like they're in a comfortable position because Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, they're getting the job done. Benzema doesn't look like, he's aging. He still has, say, 2-3 more seasons in and around, that team. So I feel that for Mbappe right now, any team that will be looking at bringing Mbappe, if he wants to leave again, look at it that you have a certain tag on your back. I don't think I want to bring in this kind of bad blood or bad energy into the team. And why is he even complaining? You are in a team that has Messi and Neymar, and they are playing so well. You should be happy that because gone are the days where you say, oh, this Barcelona team is all about Lionel Messi. This Real Madrid team is all about Cristiano Ronaldo. Even at that, the support cast also, you will also give you their own 2-3 goals, 2-3 assists for PSG. Neymar and Messi are doing that right now. What Mbappe should do is that, let me wait until maybe when they are off form, I can also steal the shine. I think he wants the spotlight to be only on him. Why Neymar? Why Messi? He should always be on me. And if he leaves now, which of the teams will he go to? Will he be Man United? Will he be Manchester City? Who do you want to steal the shine off? If Pep Guardiola will tell you every now and then, like they asked him when they said, how did Haaland feel when he didn't start, in their last game where they dropped point in the Champions League? He said he doesn't discuss team sheet with any player. You just go and check. If your name is there, you go to the field. If your name is not there, you go sit on the bench. So if that's the kind of team you want to go into Mbappe, I'm sorry, you will not get anything. And then I feel PSG brought this on themselves. Because when you say, I'll give you heaven and earth, we have the French president talking to him and all of that, don't go to Spain, stay right here. It's possible and also easy. It opens the door for such players to sulk. But I can't blame PSG too, as guys. We promised ladies loads and loads of things.
Don't kill me. They still do one or two dreams. What do you think, T?
For the most part, I feel like it's a miss. No, not for the most part. By every yardstick, I think it's a miss. And this is a player that is not thinking about his future very clearly. I think he's thinking about now, and that's very harmful. We've seen players that I dare say are even more talented than him that allowed their ego and useful exuberance to get the best of them, the likes of Robinho, the likes of even Ronaldo de Lima, that were way more talented than even Kylian Mbappe. But they did not, go too far in their career because they made poor decisions while they were younger. We're coming to a point in world football where teams are not looking to sign players for big money anymore. He has a £200 million or thereabouts release clause at the moment. If he does not get that move in January after unsettling the club, it definitely will cause a lot of problem for him moving forward. Many teams are looking to sign players that are relatively unknown and to develop players from their academy. That's what we're seeing today. It has worked for Real Madrid, except signing the likes of Tchouaméni and Camavinga. It is working for Manchester City, except one or two blockbuster signings. It is the same thing that we're seeing with Liverpool and many other clubs across board. So Mbappe is making a mistake right this moment, and it just spells doom for his career. All the stories that we're hearing coming out of the camp are not things that you want to hear from a player who you expect to build a brand around. If you're talking about building a brand around Kylian Mbappe, you'll be making a massive mistake because he's such a problematic figure at the moment. He reminds me of the likes of Adrien Rabiot, who every week you're seeing one scandal or the other. So that's the kind of player he's coming to be, and he does not spell, besides what he does on the pitch, on the field of play, he spells a lot of problems for any club around.
Let me quickly add, for balance, Mbappe's camp, what they are arguing is one of the things that made him sign was that he was told he was going to play from the left side of attack, that PSG were looking at bringing in a striker. They were looking at Robert Lewandowski. So he played from the left side. He believes that's his best position. That if they should allow maybe the likes of Neymar play from there, he can't make the movement. Because if you are the point man, then you are restricted. But if you play from the left, then there's that freedom to move around. So if it feels like because Neymar is playing so well now, you can't push Neymar out of the team. Messi also is playing so well. So he's stuck playing the top 9. And if you had promised him that, I think that was under the previous manager. Galtier coming in is a new manager. He really had no idea about that. And Henry gave him an advice. Henry said, when I was the best striker, even in France, I was pushed to go play from the left side. And that was football then.
Barcelona, they pushed him right from Messi.
Go play from left, so just play for the team.
You do what you have to do. But I feel like, like you were saying, we should add for balance. These still might be rumors that he's trying to leave again. We don't have it verified, but the sources do seem quite sure.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I wanted to just say.
I'm sure in the coming days, Mbappe will probably be asked one or two questions. His agents might have to say something, and we can get to the bottom of that. But onto a striker that you just mentioned, Lewandowski. He's balling out of control. A brilliant header in the Champions League versus Inter Milan, scored 2 goals in that game, but it just wasn't enough. So I'm wondering, do you think his move to Barcelona was a hit or a miss, considering where they are now and everything that's going on?
I'll still call it a hit because he's getting the job done. The job of a striker is to bang in the goals. Lewandowski shouldn't be the one doing what Uzor did last night. He shouldn't be the one doing what the likes of PK and even the midfielder. So for him, that move, and we shouldn't also forget that it had some financial values also right there, and Bayern felt, oh, okay, this is the time where this move will happen. If you look at world football today, which of the top teams would you have advised Lewandowski to go to? Man City already, they have Haaland. Manchester United, there's Cristiano Ronaldo. Maybe you would have said, why not go there? But at that point, they were not playing in the Champions League. So for teams playing in the Champions League, or Real Madrid, we're not looking at him. So I feel his move to Barcelona, fabulous one. Even if Barcelona drops to the UEFA Europa League.
That would be a shame.
Well,
the player of his ilk.
I don't think it's that bad. My reason is simple. The two teams that they'll be losing out to are quality sides, Bayern and Inter Milan. So if it were to be maybe the Apol, Nicosias and Co, then you feel bad. But if you drop out to the Europa League,
so a big boy had to drop out essentially, and just unfortunate was them.
If also Inter drops to the Europa League, we'll say it's not too good for them. So if it happens, I feel they have a shout to win the La Liga this season. They're doing so well. So even if they drop to the Europa League and they maybe win the La Liga, and it will end up as the highest goal scorer, hit for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, for the most part, it's a hit. And picking off that point that you just made, he currently is the highest goal scorer in La Liga. He's doing exactly what he was brought into the squad to do in a team, in a team that needed a point man. Remember the issues that they had with strikers. Remember, go back last season, or was it not last season or season ago, where they had to basically exploit some nonsense La Liga rules to steal Martin Braithwaite from his team then. And now Martin Braithwaite has been let go of. There were serious striker problems in Barcelona. Suarez was unsettled. Antoine Griezmann also unsettled at the point. So he's come into a team that needed somebody like him. In the game against Inter Milan, he was the bright spark for Barcelona. He scored both goals that came for Barcelona. He's the highest goal scorer in the league. So by all accounts, it's a hit. Talking about Barcelona moving to the Europa League, I remember on this same show, when the draws came out, we both wore black and we mourned Barcelona's exit from. That was the moment the draws came out, and we're just seeing it happen. They were more likely to be the ones to leave that group. So it's not bad in and of itself. This is a team that is also going through a new phase in their history. So yeah, definitely a hit, I would say, for Lewandowski. But for Barcelona as a whole, it's just an unraveling story that we're just waiting to see how it ends.
So yeah, on that, I feel like it's tricky because the reason Lewandowski wanted to go to Barcelona is because he felt like what happened to him while he was at Bayern Munich, where the Ballon d'Or fast, and he feels like in a Spanish club, in the Barcelonas or the Real Madrid, that will happen to you. So he has a better chance of winning the Ballon d'Or at Barcelona. But I feel like now, leaving the Champions League, that's over. You're not going to win the Ballon d'Or. But you're right, if he's able to win La Liga for them, then I think that's a great notch to add on his career. He hasn't won a league outside the Bundesliga before, and to be top goal scorer there, I think is to speak volumes for him and his career. But before we wrap up, this weekend we have two very big games coming up. We have the El Classico, speaking about Lewandowski, another big game for him to leave his mark in. If he can deliver there, it will be big. What do you guys predict?
I see a Real Madrid win. And my reasons are very simple. For Barcelona, I don't think Xavi has that team settled yet, especially defensively. We can sit here now and tell you we'll get 4 out of 5 defensive players for Real Madrid. We can't do same for Barcelona. For Real Madrid, if Courtois is not if he's fit, it will be between the sticks, if not then to be Lunin. And you have the likes of Rudiger, Militao, there's Mendy somewhere, there's Dani Carvajal. But for Barcelona, will it be Piqué? Will it be Eric Garcia? Will you see Christensen? Will you even see Alonso? At some point against Inter, they moved into a back three. And I saw Alonso, who loved bumping forward against Chelsea, play as a back three. It's already a weakness. And if you bring that weakness into the Classico, against Vinicius, Rodrigo, and the talismanic Benzema, you just know that there will be worries. And for Real, I think they are settled in midfield. Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Cruz, Modric, Valverde, they'll bring so much energy.
It's a well-oiled machine.
So for me, I feel Real Madrid will edge it.
Okay. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, for me, it looks very likely to be a Real Madrid win, but at the end of the day, it is the El Clasico. Remind me who's playing at home in that one?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid is playing at home, so it looks, it looks more like, it will be a Real Madrid win. But I feel like it would definitely be a high-scoring game, and I do believe that Barcelona have what it takes to go there and get a draw at the very least. But to beat Real Madrid in Bernabeu, I don't think that's going to happen.
I think, if I had to pick a win here, I'd pick Real Madrid. The odds are in their favor, which you can obviously bet on Bet Winner. You can get Real Madrid at 2.24 and Barcelona at 3.06. Those are decent odds for Barcelona, I think.
Definitely.
You can make, but I feel like, Real Madrid will probably win that game, and Xavi needs to stop paying his friends, Piqué and Busquets. Like, those boys are done out. He needs to stop playing them. What Piqué did in Champions League was so embarrassing. Like, they probably have won that match if Piqué wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Like, his time is gone. He needs to go. And then our other big game that we have, a game that's sort of become the classico in English football over the last 5 years, Liverpool versus Manchester City. The odds are they are quite crazy. So you can get City to win at just a 1.84 and Liverpool to win at 3.78. That's almost 4 odds. It's quite hefty. And Liverpool at home at Anfield. What do you guys see happening?
The disrespect for Liverpool is shocking.
It's a lot.
It's Anfield. It's Liverpool. And then I see odds, almost 4 odds.
Almost double.
Yeah, almost double of what. Maybe because City, they've started the season like a house on fire and all of that. But if we really, really study this City side, check the games that you feel they have struggled a bit. Their opponents attacked. So if you attack this City side, they get rattled. Let's not forget that this City side, when it even comes to defense, they are not that solid.
Yeah.
If you take the ball to them, they will struggle. If Liverpool, playing at Anfield, having put 7 past Rangers just a few days ago, the confidence will be high. Salah scored a hat-trick. Firmino is scoring goals. If you can play Salah, Firmino, Jota up top, I feel City will struggle, and I don't think Liverpool will lose this game. The worst result for Liverpool will be a draw.
I mean, thank you for that, but I feel like your bias is showing the same way you predicted your oracle that will be here when Arsenal win the title. These are the pieces that you need to move for Arsenal to win the title. So maybe it will happen. Tell me, what do you think?
I feel like calling it a Classico first off is just pandering to Liverpool fans' emotions just to make them feel good. But for a Liverpool and Manchester City game, I feel like on Monday I will come back here and drink some Liverpool tears. Because Manchester City, of course, like Kingsley said, are a house on fire at the moment. They have their midfield beyond settled. Liverpool's midfield cannot take the game to Manchester City anyway, anyhow, at the moment, right? I mean, playing the likes of Henderson. Henderson will start in that game. Thiago might start.
Yeah,
but
Thiago
Henderson
was rested.
And James Milner is very likely to play in that game too against a rampant Manchester City midfield and Manchester City attack. Forget the fact that it's at Anfield. We're going to see a Manchester City win, but there is the tendency for Pep Guardiola to overthink things that can give Liverpool some hope. Forget the fact that Liverpool put 7 past Rangers. That's
the best way to prepare for a game against Man City.
Forget about that. Even Salah scoring a hat-trick. Forget about that.
Wow.
That's nothing to say.
It's Liverpool.
Anything. Liverpool this season so far. I mean, they played. I did not expect. Oh, don't let me go. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay. You've heard our thoughts. I'll have you guys know that this is a man that said Manchester United were going to beat Manchester City just the other week, and we saw how that ended up. Yeah. But yeah, you have our predictions. I believe. I'm sorry, we're not going to do you any favors come this weekend. I think City will win. I think it will be. I think it will be a good game. I think Liverpool will be up for the fights because it's City, like you said, we're coming off a good match. But I think City will edge it ultimately because at this point in time, they just have too much firepower.
If you follow the Premier
League, they can't be kept up.
If you follow the Premier League for a while, you find out that big teams struggling always need this kind of games to bounce.
Yeah, I know the emotion involved. I know that one.
Perfect game for Liverpool.
But Haaland doesn't have emotions, bro.
Don't worry about Haaland.
And they rested him.
Don't worry about Haaland.
See what he did to Man U.
Van Dijk.
The way he described this big game, that's a derby. That's the same big game. Yeah, We'll see how it goes,
I would say that one.
We'll see how it goes,
that match happened because I would say maybe Ten Hag was a bit naive, but Klopp did.
Not be naive, whether he's thinking or he's not thinking.
Klopp does have some more experience, so maybe
four attacking players.
But don't worry,
Klopp does have the best. Like you're saying, Klopp does have the best record against Pep.
Don't worry, Man City will win. It just might not be a drubbing like Man City defeated Manchester United.
Fabinho is fit.
Thiago Alcantara is fit. Henderson.
The only way we can win if he doesn't play Henderson, that's how we can win. If he plays Henderson, we can win.
Even if he plays Henderson,
we can't win. We can't win because if we play Henderson and we're just not going to against City. You need to use the ball well. And if you have a player that literally cannot use the ball, they're not going to allow the ball to go to him. And you this how that match will go if you play City. You just see Henderson that right side of midfield just crossing ball to nobody. Just crossing ball because they're not going to leave him.
There's a Firmino somewhere.
I mean, if the cross clicks, 1 in 5 will click.
See why I feel Liverpool will not lose against Arsenal. Klopp did something. He played 4 attacking players. He knew
that's what he needs to do.
Yeah,
against
he knew
City.
that if he tries to, play Arsenal in the midfield, Arsenal will dominate. So what he did was, let's just put the ball above the defense. If you try that against City, City will struggle. Akanji, Ruben Diaz, and Kodo.
Hopefully he does that. That's what we're praying as Liverpool fans, that he can change the formation. We play only 2
What result for Liverpool is a draw.
We'll see how it goes.
What result for Liverpool is a draw.
We'll see how it goes. I'll order you after that. So that's an episode. Thanks for rocking with us, Kingsley. It's a pleasure having you. Yeah. Good luck in your title adventure.
So when next I come, Man City jersey out of here, we'll put Arsenal's jersey there.
Arsenal there too and there.
Yeah. And I see what you need to do is this. Try to have an open mind for Arsenal. Let's win the league. Then when Arsenal is done winning the league, we'll now think of Manchester United. Because if you look at the trajectory, Arsenal must win first before Man U. Man U, they are still in turmoil. You don't even know what your first 11 is.
What a joke. Unfortunately, Arsenal is not going to win the league. And don't worry, I would tell you behind the camera where Arsenal will finish, and then I'll bring you back when the league ends, and then you come.
No, tell him on camera now.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
about
it.
One thing is sure. Arsenal would finish above Manchester United.
I want sure now. Yeah. And before you leave, we've got something for you, a gift on the house from us at Sangalooo to thank you for coming here. When you win the league, maybe you can be wearing this that day or whatever.
Well, for now, Arsenal, winners.
From our sponsors.
Yeah, bet winner.
Yes, sir.
Arsenal have won 11-12, so winners will always follow winners.
Fair enough. Let's go. Peace out.
Thank you so much.